welcome to my first review of my first recorded game for my Novice to Master series. Even though it was one of my lesser games, I still stand to say that it was a great way to start the series. It can show you just how much of a true novice I am and just how long of a way I still have to go. It wasn't one of my best games by a long shot. I've played a lot better games, and I'm not nearly as bad as of a player as I played in that game. But I figured I'd show it because it helps set a strong foundation. And just after watching my game, I saw so many missed opportunities, and yes, I did realize I misused some vocabulary, and I plan to clear that up. And I feel essentially this analysis or this review is to, wipe some of the egg off of my face. Being naturally competitive, and even if you aren't competitive, losing never feels good. And like I said in the intro, it's all part of the process. I'll show you games I completely botch, and I'll show you games where I completely dominate. As I learn more, it'll show my games and provide plenty of do's and don'ts. Let's go ahead and get into the game here. There we go. Alright, so I'm playing as black. My opponent was rated 980, and I think I was 975 at the time. King's Gambit accepted. And I said throughout the video that we were already about 15 or so moves in. I was like, oh, I think this is away from mainline or book theory. And I ran it through the computer analysis. And I'm not going to use it here. I just always run my games that I have a concern for through computer analysis. And after move 3, it was way off book. C4, they're developing. I'm still pushing pawns and I have all my pieces on the back ranks. Nothing exciting. I think my pieces are a little too cramped over here, but I didn't really have anything to add for better positioning for what it means for the long term. I guess I could have developed my knight here, add extra protection to the pawn on d5. Alright, knight takes. This is where I messed up. Pushing g5 to protect this pawn from the bishop. What I thought I could improve from that did come a couple moves later. Queen h5, that was very scary for me, and talking while playing, I didn't really think it through thoroughly. I was talking about, let me go back. I was talking about that there was a threat for checkmate on f7, and the entire time I neglect me having a bishop on this e6 square, and obviously checkmate wouldn't be possible right away. But nonetheless, it's still a very scary and very dangerous situation. I just think I could have acted differently, and let me show you what I mean. Started playing knight to g6. Go back. I could have played bishop takes knight to kind of get rid of some of that pressure on the f7 square and trade pieces, and then block the queen from having access to the square and attacking the undefended pawn on e5. Another thing, let's see here. I played knight g6, knight takes on g6. Take, queen goes back. I develop some more. I probably should have brought up my knight at that point. And they doubled up here. This was another mistake. And I even felt it in the game, and I think I said it, I don't remember. I said I don't really know what this move does, and it does nothing. And I knew in the back of my mind, I don't think I said it, I should have doubled up here right away. And I'll give an example of some continuation. Trade more pieces and just continue the game that way. Or I could have played knight to a5 and give some attacking this bishop on b3, looking to trade again. Now they're attacking my rook. No bueno. So I defend with the bishop and attack the undefended piece. Knight to b5, jump to its honor, trade, and then we finally take this queen and rook trade. And now that I look at it, I put that in there, but my opponent obviously wouldn't do that because they'd be down the exchange. They'd lose their queen and rook for just my queen, which is terrible. So again, me being a novice, I'm not too hip to thinking through a good analysis because obviously I don't know enough chess to provide a good analysis, but this is just something for me, and I do see these moves are still way bigger improvement on my game than what I played. Check, move. Finally, they take my bishop, and then from here, I think black's doing great because black's the one that's up a rook this time. If you saw in the game, that's clearly not what happened. But I'm not going to go too much further into this game because I was completely busted. Here, I don't even know what that does. Oh, it defends this unprotected pawn. So it had some purpose, but this pawn was also hanging on d5. Attack the rook. They move their knight. So what do? I move my bishop. They push their pawn. And then I make a bonehead move to decide to take a free piece, leaving my rook hanging. Put my rook back. Defend my knight. And now they're just grabbing material at this point. Check. Check. I can't get that bishop, and it's so frustrating. They defend their knight. I decided to take it anyway. Where trading down is not good. And once again, they check, and I can't take their rook. And my last rook is gone while they still have both. And then here is just a terrible ending. But I do realize that this was a not so great game, to say the least. But I really think my analysis here, even though it was pretty biased to me playing good moves and just kind of, I didn't just pick moves for my opponent. I took some time to think. But when I just started recording this, I saw the bad decisions I made for my opponent at some points, which I mentioned. And it's just, I don't know, I have lots of improvement, lots of room for improvement, and I do play better chess. So, I mean, look forward to seeing better games and me getting used to talking while playing and talking through my moves and describing openings and describing certain tactics and things of that sort. And until then, I do appreciate every comment and criticism. And if you just want to leave a comment or contact me via social media and leave a comment or help me out in one way or another, I'd really appreciate it. And like I said in the intro, the grandmaster that you see that are, always winning these championships, going, traveling from the U.S. to Norway and to all these World Cups and things like that, they all had to start by playing a few bad games. They all had to start by playing when they didn't know anything. And that's this process right here, which is why it's really important. It might be tough to watch. It's tough for me to watch and talk about. But these are the games that are important for one's improvement. And using chess.com's mentor system, tactics trainer, and things like that, I plan on increasing my rating, registering for the U.S. Chess Federation, and becoming FIDE rated and everything of that sort. But I'm going to start here, and I'm going to start on chess.com, and I'm going to become a better player. And you guys are here walking with me through that process, and I really appreciate it. So, until next time, be well, my friends.